Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Ashley's Treasure, and today I'm doing the ABC April collaboration. Today I'm working on the letter N, which I'm so excited about because I'm going to do numbers. When is there ever such thing as too many numbers? But I'm going to get numbers from books. Like ones in here, you know how they always have like the numbers of the pages in them and stuff. I like this one because it had some Roman numeral numbers in there, which I thought was really cool. This is a German learning book. And I love the age on here. Also, the contents always has some. You can also look at price tags. They have nice numbers. I love children's books because look at like this one, all the different color pages. So I have so many different colored numbers on here to go through. Just look at all these colors. There's black, there's different shades of blues and purples and yellows and orange and pinks. You know, so many colors to go with on these. So definitely going to use that one. I liked this one with the ponies because the contents, the numbers are quite bigger and even the pages are a nice size, but look at these ones. These ones are a perfect size, exactly what I was looking for. So children's book are a great way to look for numbers. This is a word search that I've been working on, and I like these numbers because they're a blue. It's like the same blue as the cover is, so that's different than black. Like these ones from this music book is purple, which it was kind of big, so it wasn't quite what I was looking for. But you know, you can also, that's another option. But I really like this one because this one is kind of older, and so the pages are more aged. And I liked the they also have the years on the bottom, but those are quite small. But the corners, I loved the font on here. It's not like Time New Romans, like it's a little bit more fancy. So I really liked those. And these ones were awesome because they're black, or they're white on these black strips, and it's on every single page. So I thought that was great. I have this book on dolphins, and there's a page where the contents are where they're on this like cream colored and they're a decent size. This giant animal book, children's book, is another great one because again the numbers are going to be bigger. And look at these index, look at all of these numbers, and they're all different shades of blue. Isn't that great? So I have so many numbers right there. And then again, the corners, the numbers on each page, and some of them have different colors depending on the picture. And so I'm going to also be using this journal that has this nice paper. It's kind of like parchment paper. It has a nice shading to it, a nice color, and then also this part, the flyaway, is really nice too because of that navy blue. I thought that would be perfect to use because I'm going to be backing all these numbers. And I'm also going to use this cardstock. There's 2 greens and 2 reds. There's the lighter red and the darker red. I'm kind of going more for the darker red. And then, see, there's the lighter red. You can see the difference between them. And then these are the 2 greens. I'm kind of going more for the darker green, and I was thinking maybe the tans. I like the craft more, and it has a nice texture to it in the front. I'm mainly going to be using these 3 tools, the trimmer, mainly the scissors, and my little Exacto knife to cut out numbers. You can use glue stick or art glitter glue. I think I'm going to be using art glitter glue because I think it'll be less messy. And then, yeah, I'm just going to start cutting out. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. I'm just going to go for the ones that I want to go or use. But there's so many numbers in it. I was trying to find some because it has the nice German writing. I was trying to find ones to spell out the words, you know, numbers spelled out, and I couldn't find any. This one, the sticker would not come off because it's an old book and it was like peeling. I was hoping to just peel the sticker off, so I just end up cutting the number out instead. Another thing, if you don't have books to use, look for numbers in junk mail or in magazines. You can always find so many different fonts, sizes, colors of numbers everywhere. So that's another way to find numbers as well instead of just books. But again, I'm just going through and cutting out all the numbers that I want. I definitely used all of these ones. And then I used some of the corner ones as well. I gathered a couple pages together at a time and just cut out the corners. And then I used my little Exacto knife to cut out these little ones because I didn't want to cut the whole page out. I just wanted to cut those numbers out. This one, I just grabbed a chunk of them and I switched to my Tim Holtz scissors because it's a little stronger, and that way I could cut more pages at once. And again, just cutting the corner off and all at once, and look how many I have that fast. Yeah, there were so many colors to go off from that. And then I was cutting these ones out from the contents. This is from the 20th century of the eventful century. It's like a Reader's Digest. It's about the way we lived and everything, time period from that century, the 20th century. It's a really good book. There's so much stuff in them. And so it was great also using all these numbers as well. And I literally just did chunks at a time, and I cut all of them out with the Tim Holtz scissors. And then at the end, there's also these with all the numbers, the index page, all those little ones. And so here I have so many numbers. I have way more than I need. Yeah, I went a little bit overboard. You do not have to cut this many at once. But for the bigger ones, I was using my trimmer. That kind of made it easier for our big ones. So that way I made sure that I cut straight. But a lot of them I mostly just did with my scissors. It was a lot easier. And like these ones, since they were all in a row, I just kind of trimmed them off in a row. That was another fast way of doing it. Granted, the top of my trim was starting to wear off, so it doesn't cut as straight. So that's why I kind of moved it down and just kind of snipped, and that cut a lot better. So I need to sharpen that a little bit. All right, so now I going to fussy cut all of these. I did most of them. These black ones I absolutely loved. I did a little bit of a white border around it, and that way you have numbers on both sides because they're lined up perfectly. And I thought these would be so cute as kind of like a little number tab. Let me get my journal. Here's my Peter Rabbit one for an example. Here's a page. Yeah, and you could just like glue them right on or staple them or something, and so that way they'd be kind of hanging off. Like, how cute would that be? I think they're perfect. All right, and so I am going to use these 2 pages from that little journal. And going to have like a little border around them. That's what I'm going to use the craft paper and those 2 pages for all of these. And I have so many different colors to use up now. All right, and so I am going to use the vintage ink to distress them. I end up going through all of them, cutting them down to the size I want, and now I'm going to distress all 4 sides. And it was a lot easier doing like station like this, going step by step, doing them all, instead of doing one completely all by itself individually. This worked a lot better. So all the ones I wanted distressed are distressed now. Here's kind of like a look at them. Some of them I'm going to put in my little number case. Again, I used the vintage photo, the ink. I didn't use it on all the blue ones. I thought some of them were better just by themselves. I have ink all over my finger because I've been doing them forever. And I'm going to just put like these ones in here. Here are some other numbers that I already have in here to use. This one has like little blue writing in there. I always kind of keep numbers that I find in books that I'm harvesting. I always look for numbers and put them in here that I like. And so now I'm going to add all of those ones in there as well to save for later. And then I also found this one. I kind of left it long because I thought folding it in half would look so cute as like a little tab as well on a page like this, and then have it hang out like that. How cute would that be with numbers as well? So many ways you can use numbers. So I'm going to save that as well. All right. And then I also found these ones. These were in that one about the 20th century, and that was the index. I had some lines under certain sections, so I left the lines on the top and the bottom. I thought that looked really cool as well. All right, and now it's time to get the paper out. So I got these 2 pages from the journal, and I'm going to use these 3 from the cardstock. So I'm going to use the green, red, and cream, and then I'm also going to use Distress Oxide, the walnut stain this time, because this paper is kind of darker, and so this brown is darker than the ink and then the vintage photo. And so first I was using my tweezers, which really helped from getting so gluey. I ended up using my art glue because I didn't want to get my fingers so sticky this time because I had so many to do, and stuck them down first, then cut them out And I tried to have like this certain border. Granted, it wasn't always perfect. If I had to, I just kind of fixed it, trimmed off any parts that I needed, and then distressing them. But then I realized, like, gosh, it's going to take forever doing it this way, one at a time. So instead, I decided to just glue them all down and find out which page I wanted them on, which kind of colored border I wanted. And that really made it easier. So I just kept using my tweezer, gluing the back and placing them, but I made sure that there was a big enough gap in between them so that they all had the right type of border that I wanted around them. So one at a time, I just kept gluing them down. I really like these blue ones with this paper as their border. And then I'm going to do that to all of them. So here are finally all of the numbers glued down on which border I want on them. So there's the red, the craft, the green, and then here's that like navy blue, and then that like parchment paper, and then I am going to cut all them out. So I sat down on the couch and kept cutting away, cuddling with my little one, and I finally got them all done. So now it is time to distress all of them. So that made it a lot easier doing one step at a time on all of them instead of doing one at a time. That really feels like it sped it up, because that way, like, I wasn't, opening the ink, distressing, shutting the ink, getting the scissors, putting the scissors down, it was just snip, 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 and then distress, distress, distress. So, like, it made it so much easier. And there's little one throwing a ball at me. She wanted to play. All right, now they are finally all done. And I laid them all on a piece of paper so you could see them better. I distressed them all with the Oxide, the walnut stain. And I am loving how they turned out. There are so many, I didn't even count. There were so many. Here I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit so you can see them better. Look how many there are, all the different sizes, all the different colors, all the different types of fonts. Look how amazing they are. It's like number heaven. Is there such thing as too many numbers? I don't think so. Some of them I made like a larger border around and then like a smaller border around. So I made bigger and smaller, but I have so many different sizes. I love this. So this is really going to come in handy. Nice to have in stock for all the projects, because when do you not need numbers? And some of them, like that one, I didn't cut perfectly straight. Some are a little wonky, but that just shows that they're homemade, and that just makes them a little different, gives them more character. See, I got some purple ones. I got yellow on blue. I got an orange one. I got blue ones. I got so many different colors. And now I'm just going to there's a couple that fell. But I was kind of over this because I ended up taking a couple days doing this because I did way more than necessary. You do not have to do this many at once. But I wanted to give a big variety of you to see all the different ways you can do them. And I hope they gave you an idea and you liked it. And if so, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.